Welcome to my 12 house series. This is Neptune in the 12 house synastry. Probably the longest one I'll do of synastry because Neptune here is at home. This is the very reason as to why I had to make sure that I did Uranus first so that we can ease our way to Neptune that will make things more calm. Uranus is all of the things that can feel awkward, unique, interesting, and unexpected, etc. All of the things that can happen before you go into Neptune. Neptune, the planet that helps you to use your faith, dreams, the will to believe, hope, and intuition. It's here that you can see the fogginess that comes as the result of what Uranus left behind at deep sea. Neptune can feel melancholy here. The confusion of asking what happened here in the 3D, but understanding everything or memory flashbacks that you can see in the 5D. In this century, all of the things I mentioned above come to play big time. When these two meet, Neptune person is usually alone, but alone as in they have family and friends that they communicate to, but that's it. There's a standstill. Nothing fulfilling is happening in their life. Neptune person has made some creative choices or has a plan to do a job that their friends/family would see it as out of the ordinary, or that it would not give them enough money, or that it would separate them as a family, like Neptune person living abroad, causing a distance to take place. The family and friends tend to be very old school or scarce mentality. Therefore, Neptune doesn't really have a safe space to explore those areas in their life that will truly fulfill them. They will just procrastinate or work behind the scenes, but not put too much effort as they don't feel like they are good enough, which is something that comes from said family and friends. There will be an admiration from said family and friends for the Neptune person endeavors or life choices, but they will still have no one that they will be with them hand to hand with them or understand fully what they are trying to convey or do. This empty hole stays empty until 12-houser person arrives. In the 12-houser's life, there is a lot of confusion going on. Usually here, the 12-houser just moved schools, job, house, or even state or country. The 12-houser energy of hope is exactly what 12-houser person has. They are always ready for a new change or hope that what they have planned for their future will work out. They are in search of inner/spiritual peace, a place where they can rest and be able to make a living that they get to come and go with no strings attached to anyone. Long story short, they're looking for a breath of fresh air. Usually the place they just came from before the move was very abusive, or an element of someone or something was trying to restrict 12-houser from expressing themselves. And it's always authority figures like a parent, landlord, a priest, teacher, etc. It's always in a form of an organization where 12-houser just has to wait a small little while until they can leave. In this leaving, they have probably sacrificed their dreams or had to let go being a part of something they enjoyed. Those said people have taken the light out of 12-houser. This results in the 12-houser deciding to leave in isolation or retreat literally and metaphorically. Even if they are around new people in the new environment, they will always dance around being close to people. They are suffering from the abuse side effects that they don't trust anyone as they know they are emotionally vulnerable. One of the tactics that 12-houser person uses is selling the 12th house themes and Neptune themes of illusion to people that everything is fine. But one person will see all of this that 12-houser is doing from intuitions, since they share the same foundation of their life being taken away by people. That person is Neptune person. This is why when these two meet, it feels fated. They're supposed to be a support system for each other and make a new light and a safe environment around their circumstances. This relationship is very healing if you let it. This is not like the other planets in this synastry where you feel and the instant connection, then you avoid it because of fear. This one, you trust each other immediately, but then casually as you go through the fogginess, then all of a sudden you can't see anymore because the fogginess takes over. The only thing you have is trusting the gut feeling that you know the path that you are going. This is just like the visual of seeing a ghost at night. The ghost being Neptune person and the seer being the 12-houser. The 12-houser can have this sensation that something is calling or watching them. They just have this heightened consciousness where they can see the ghost, aka Neptune person, that no one can see but them, and vice versa. You both know that this doesn't feel real, but that it's special. Neptune being the ghost will have no problem wanting 12-houser to see them. 12-houser is the one that can be fearful to this connection due to the understanding that this means that from this interaction, life as they know it will not be the same. Because now they can't even tell people that they can see ghosts and there is a ghost that looks like them but looks looks also lost here on earth. People will say that they're crazy. This is why in this industry they will find themselves only revealing their fears and secrets to each other. Even when others are around, they will watch how much they show their vulnerability with each other or allow others to see, because they know what they have is sacred and that people will be jealous of it. And even if they are not aware of it, they can find themselves seeing people giving them dirty looks or making comments such as, y'all just met and are doing everything together, or Neptune person only comes out now if 12 houser does, or where do you guys go without us? The 12 houser immediately feels at peace on first glance of meeting Neptune person. This is because Neptune is so sweet immediately and doesn't make 12 houser feel awkward. 12 houser also can sense that Neptune person is trying not to overwhelm them but will keep close. Usually here too, someone will make Neptune person look after 12 houser. Neptune person will slowly grow on showing their true personality to 12 houser as time goes on. They want to make sure 12 houser only sees them in a good light, which is good and bad if they have other synastry or aspects that conflict this. It can make Neptune person look like a fraud or a liar. Neptune person always has this look in their eyes of happiness, but they are trying to contain their happiness to see someone like them, or that it looks like they have more awareness compared to the people around them. The exact thoughts of Neptune person is, oh, finally someone that looks like they will understand me, or finally someone that doesn't know me so I can introduce them to all of my good qualities that people around me take for granted. They definitely see each other as a breath of fresh air they have been seeking. 12 houser in the beginning will not tell Neptune person about their background. However, they will highlight some elements of it by showing their frustrations with life or when they are sad. That's why Neptune will have the opportunity to find the cause as to why they have this feeling of sadness when they look at 12 houser. But at the same time, they will also admire 12 houser for surviving all of those life pressures or abusive background stories. This is where Neptune will make sure to let 12 houser know that they see them and appreciate them. They will more likely tell 12 houser things like, yeah, this is like when I try to do ABCD, they said this to me too. I feel you. So Neptune won't promise 12 houser that they will fix the issue, but they will show empathy and support that they understand, which is the difference of 12 houser. 12 houser here will be the action based person. This is because 12 houser being the house, they are comfortable with 12 house themes, which is their fears, unconsciousness, dreams, hopes, etc. As for Neptune person being the planet, they conform into the idea that the world is a troubled place and they will just seek their corner to hide into and stay safe despite them not being happy there. This innocence that 12 houser finds so alluring and wants to protect Neptune person but also resents them for it, because to 12 houser is like, well, you have all of the freedom to do what you want to, why are you not doing it? As for me, I have no other support, or my time is limited and I have to make a decision or an action soon. They are both living in survival mode, but 12 houser is pushed to a corner. As for Neptune person, they are procrastinating due to fear from public judgment. One is physical, which is 12 houser, and the Neptune person is about the mental. Because Neptune is here in the 12 house synastry, they form soul ties to the point that even when they are physically together, they dream a lot or feel sleepy because they feel safe here. They also know they won't judge each other for self-expressing themselves, so you will see that they will find a smooth way to sit next to each other, or when one has to leave, one person always feels this hit to the stomach. They can feel the security blanket leaving. However, they never verbalize it. They just do it with their eyes, or will say bye but won't move their body, or as they are leaving, they will remember they never said goodbye to each other and will return to the place to hug each other. This is the same visual as to when best friends say that they are leaving but they don't get up from the sofa. If these two people are not in good terms, this lingering could really trigger the other. The cuteness turns into leave me alone real quick. Usually it's 12 houser that feels this, as Neptune person can rely a lot in the 12 houser to support them daily with word affirmations or even every time they see each other. Neptune person can also start to resent 12 houser, as 12 houser eventually learns to adapt to a new environment or reach their goal, which can make Neptune person to develop secret animosity towards 12 houser. 12 houser can feel this, and this is when they will start to ghost, and Neptune will also let the ghosting slide because they know they are projecting and do not want to hurt 12 houser who has been through a lot in their lives. In the 12th house synastry, a man having planets in a woman's 12th house is not good unless they have other things going on in their charts. I say this, and especially in the synastry, is because planet can really sabotage the houser woman's goals or even unaliving her. This perfect example of this, since it's 12th house theme of afterlife, this is where you can see the loving husband who was a priest, and after unaliving his wife, he went to the church and acted as if it wasn't him. looking for the churchgoers to protect him from the very thing that on the Bible he should have been crucified for, and the very fact that he is a priest. Neptune deals with the unseen things, so being in its home, both of these people can ignore the red flags by just avoiding the other until one day the enviness can take over and something really bad happens. Believe it or not, this tends to happen when one person wants to leave this connection for good. 12 houser wants to undo the 12 house themes while Neptune wants to internalize them. This is where the struggle lies in this relationship, but it's through this that they will find each other having deep conversations, and it's through this conversation that 12 houser will realize that Neptune feels a lot more for the 12 house more than they were aware. Depending on the chart 12 houser has, they will be even more present for Neptune person, but if it's a chart that can't handle emotional depth too much, they will ghost Neptune. Neptune will always be there for 12 houser, but if 12 houser returns, 12 houser will have a new level of maturity and want to move to a new levels in the relationship. This will not go down well with Neptune person because Neptune needs the 12 houser to address all of the miscommunication or disappearing rather than just jumping into a whole new phase like nothing happened. 12 houser can make Neptune learn to do things with purpose rather than just a feeling, and Neptune person can teach 12 houser to not have their walls up at all times and rely on the goodness of people. In the intimacy department, they feel like they have done it before. Usually they even get shivers in their body if they get too close sometimes. This is that flashback from the past life that in this lifetime they forgot they already have met each other. Also in the past life, one of them deceived each other, and this is why in the present lifetime they feel like they have to fix something. That's why they struggle to let each other go. If this is the last thing I say about this beautiful synastry, is do not ignore the red flags, as this can turn into a beautiful tragic story if you're not using self-awareness.